is our final feud.
Yes. What up, everybody? How's
Hey.
out there? Rob, how you doing, buddy? How's your week?
Ugh, is it fucking over yet?
No, never.
No. God damn it.
You got another one next week right after that, too.
Fuck.
And it's great. I love it. I'm glad.
I'm going to veto that.
Why?
Because I feel some kind of way about it.
That's not actually a thing.
No, I guess it isn't.
No. We have some special guests.
Oh, yeah.
First time on the show. First time
First
ever.
fucking time.
We finally caught these fools. Guy next to me, I had to hit him with a blowgun dart.
Yeah.
And drag him, and he's a tall dude. I tried throwing him over my shoulder. It didn't work. Like his head and his feet were hanging on the ground.
The fireman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of them were dragging like a rug. So I just had to.
You got me.
Yep. But he's here. He's here now.
Yes.
Let me go ahead and flip this around to see if I got these cameras backwards. Oh, I do. Look at that.
Hey.
All right. Would you gentlemen like to introduce yourself? Actually, Dallas, why don't you start over there? We'll go the opposite direction this time. And Rob's wearing a hat this show.
Yes, I got a hat.
This is also a first, I think.
Yeah, I don't normally wear hats. I got a hat though.
And we started at 8:30. There's a first.
Hey, no. Oh, yes. This is our first time going live at 8:30.
This is like a whole thing.
Yeah.
This is a whole thing. All right. First up.
Hello.
Who are you?
I'm Dallas.
What do you do? Who do you do it for?
I play guitar in medians.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, I'm Kurt. I also play guitar in mediums.
I'm Kai. I play drums. I'm Nick. I play bass. In medians. In medians.
I had a feeling you were the bass player. Those are the tall guys and bass players. You, Les Claypool. I don't think Victor Wooten's very tall.
I don't think so.
I've never met him, but I can't imagine.
I've never seen him in a video or picture that would have any frame of reference for me to think otherwise, but he doesn't strike me as a person that would be tall, like looking at him in a still image.
Yeah. I'm guessing 5'7", 5'8". I'm guessing his brother Reggie.
Is that Dream Theater?
If we're taking bets, I'm going to go like 5'9". 5'7".
5'9". Well, that would put Reggie at like 6 foot. His brother, Reggie Wooten.
Okay.
So I don't know. It could be. Could be. Never met any of them.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm gonna have to DM him. He seems like a nice enough guy that he would actually answer.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Who are the Wootens?
Holy fuck.
Oh, man.
Legends.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So I'll let you.
Yeah. Bella Fleck and the Flecktones, any of that? Nothing?
Nope.
No?
Victor
Nothing?
is a phenomenal
Yeah.
bass player.
Okay.
And when I say phenomenal,
Yeah. I'll send you some. You're gonna
Yeah.
shoot your little paint on
I've been nerding on bass playing, although I'm a guitarist. I've been kind of paying attention to the bass a lot here recently. So yeah, Victor Wooten.
Definitely a classic.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
It's tough to keep up with.
Yeah, well, when you have new guys that are ridiculously good all the time, like Nick Gazey,
Yeah.
it's hard to keep up with all the goats.
Yeah, when you're surrounded by virtuosos
Right, exactly.
all the time.
Like we are right now.
Well, like we are right now.
No, we suck. That's like our whole thing. We're like bad.
I'm gonna be honest. I never heard any. I had no idea you guys existed until
Wait a
about
minute.
a week ago.
We got a little sidetracked.
Yeah, and then I was like, medians. All right, well, let me check some of this shit out. And I was like, holy shit. Where did you guys come from?
Alice has been doing this for how long? 7 years?
7 years.
Yeah.
Me and Kai, everything started in the practice rooms of Sale High School playing Black Keys covers.
Shout out Chris C. Prasad.
Shout out
if you're
C. Yep. And so we were, Kai had just started getting into drums, and I was getting down with guitar, and we loved the Black Keys, so we're like, okay, we're going to cover some Black Keys
That was our main
songs.
thing, was like Black Keys covers.
Yep. And we did that for a little while. And then Josh Martin, the guitarist of Little Tybee, showed me the way on how to tap on a guitar, and that opened up the whole world of like math rock and everything.
Shout out Josh Martin.
Shout out Josh Martin. And then I was like, yo, Kai, let's do this. And then we started doing that. And
I was like, fuck yeah, dude. You write some sick riffs.
yeah, dude. And I was like, man,
I
you're
gotta
really
write
good at
some
drums,
parts.
dude. And then he
Yeah.
wrote some cool drums.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. And how'd the rest of you guys fall in place?
Well, so it initially, the idea, I wanted to do like a two-piece. I was like guitar and drums, and then we were like, okay, we need bass. So
Yeah.
we got our friend Connor to pick up the duties on bass for how long was he in? Most of the life of the band. I don't know.
Yeah, like probably
4
years.
5 years, something like that. And we were a three-piece for the longest time. We never released any music during that period. Well, we did the single Elderberries as a three-piece. That's out there. But when it came time to record the album, first up, we got Nick on bass. He had joined a couple years back. And then shortly after, Kurt, a good friend of mine, we've been friends for a long time too, and he's really good at guitar. So I was like, hey man, move up to Tallahassee from Melbourne, join my band, let's record this album as a 4-piece. Here's the songs, write some parts. And he did, and that's how we got here.
It's not as simple as that.
It's exactly as simple as that.
There was like a 2-year joking period of me joining the band, and then I actually got a job offer from the company I was working with down there up here. And then I reached out to him and said, hey man, you're not going to believe this,
Guess what?
but I'm going to be moving to Tallahassee in like 3 months. And there we go.
This guy's a G.
I was shocked at how fast you wrote the parts.
Exactly.
It was
Very
insane.
impressive. Yeah.
It was like a week.
He had never played a show before before joining us.
There we are. We're back.
We're back. We're all the way back.
We're back, baby.
Yeah. All right. Sorry for the interruption there.
You were talking about the writing process.
Yeah. How many practices?
Oh yeah, what? 8?
I think so. I got here New Year's Eve of 2022, like December 31st, and then I ended up playing a show with them in Panama City, February.
Damn.
I don't know. Crazy.
Something like
Crazy
that.
though.
Super fast.
Yeah, I mean, I was shitting my pants.
It's okay.
Like at the show, and there were only 5 people there too, and
Yeah.
I was still like, God no, please, why did I do this?
It's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Till it ends. It's the best thing ever.
It's funny because I obviously had never played a show before. I had never loaded in before, so I'm like lugging all of my suit, and I was also like 40 pounds heavier at the time, so I'm lugging all of my gear onto the stage, which I'm not used to doing because most of the time it just stays in my bedroom all the time, and I kind of forget how heavy it is.
You do me one favor. Flip your microphone around.
Like so.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yeah, I was wondering why I was getting such a low reading.
Oh no.
Everybody out there in Chatland, my bad.
I apologize.
My fault.
Fucking amateurs around here.
Yeah, I need to paint arrows. But knowing me, they're gonna look like
I
little
kind of
dicks.
thought it when I sat down, but I was like, man, maybe it'll be okay. Yeah, whatever. No, but we got loaded on, and then I remember being like exhausted and like out of breath, and like I could feel my heartbeat in my face because I was already nervous, and then I had like lugging all of that and then getting everything wired up, and I was like, and now we play? I feel like shit right now.
Show ain't even started.
He did so
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
He was so good.
thanks, man.
He's been with us like a year, and I could not imagine the band without him.
Thank you, Dallas.
He's the glue.
So that brings on a nerd
And Nick too.
gear question. What are those things called now that people don't even bring amps anymore?
Oh yeah,
Those?
the digital workstations.
Modelers?
Yeah.
Or, like a digital audio work.
Yeah.
Like when people just bring up a laptop
Yeah.
and like play a set through Ableton.
Right.
That's really sick. I actually do stuff like that at home.
Yeah.
But I would never even dream of trying to play it live because of the amount of cables that I assume you have to use to do
Yeah.
it. It seems like a big pain in the ass.
I enjoy the convenience of having that and everything, but no, hell no. I want my amp and want a guitar.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely the move. I think, like,
Tubes, brother.
Yeah, tube amps for sure. I like sitting in front of my computer at home and just making electronic music. Like, that's fun.
Definitely.
But I did that for like 3 years before coming here. And now that I've played shows with Medians, I'll take a Medians show 10 out of 10 times because it's just so much more fun to be up there with other people.
Absolutely.
Obviously, there's, more pressure because you're playing a show, but when you're in your bedroom messing around with Ableton, you can fuck up all you want.
I feel like there's not as much pressure as you think that there is.
I think you're right, but I'm very good at overthinking.
Yeah, but we are, as musicians, we are our own worst critic. And so if there's a string that's just a little out of tune, it'll grind your fucking gears, but nobody else will know. Fucking nobody will notice.
They all know.
You're definitely correct.
Well, they all know when you fuck up.
If it's out of tune, that's pretty easy to notice. But I will say, it's like, Dallas and I will beat ourselves up after a show and be like, oh, I messed this part up, I messed that part up, and it never fails. Every single time one of us says that to the other is like, oh, I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, oh, okay, well, nobody out there probably did either.
Yeah.
Not unless it's a solo and you just straight butcher it. Done that.
Yeah.
I did that Sunday night, actually.
Yeah, same here. Did you guys catch that on Spoons?
No.
You guys don't remember that?
No.
I'm glad none of you remember that.
Did you guys hear the elderberry solo?
I did hear that one.
Well, I couldn't hear you much at all. So
No, I was like shitting my pants in the middle of the solo. Like, please just let this be over with. 'Cause I botched it in the first third, and then I botched it again in the middle of it. And at that point, I was like, just ready to jump headfirst off the stage, and then I botched it again right at the end of it, and I was just like, God damn.
I botched the whole thing, the whole tappy thing. I don't know. Just
I didn't notice at all.
It was.
I didn't even notice.
Just a
I
bunch
looked
of
at Nick and
half-muted notes.
he didn't look any type of way, so I was like, well, we're probably fine. Let's keep going.
I didn't notice it at all.
No.
I dabble in writing and recording my own, and just speaking for myself, I find if I'm fucking up whenever I'm trying to record, maybe I need to dial it back just a little bit.
We send it all the way, all the time.
Yeah,
When you say dial it back, with
as far as the technicality of like the solo
Right, okay.
or whatever, it's like maybe I'm pushing it beyond my own limits. In other words,
I've done that before in stuff that I've written at home. The median stuff, I just said fuck it, and
I think it's also kind of good to push yourself.
but it is still good to push yourself. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that's exactly what I did, like with the median stuff, because we got in the studio to record. Shout out Tim Brown.
Shout out Tim Brown
to record the album, and there were several parts where I was like, why did I do this?
exactly.
Like, why did I write this?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we get on stage.
That's
and
my
I
point.
struggle to play it on stage. Like,
Yeah.
why did I do it? I'm still doing it. I'm still trying to do it. I've been playing this for 6 months and I still can't play it clean. Why am I still trying it?
Once you put it
But-
to a click, it's a whole different
Yeah.
thing.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You hit the record button and it's like, oh, I forgot how to play guitar.
Yep. I have to sing your praises though. I did listen to your music. Did I go over the full discography? No, I didn't. Sorry, guys. But I did listen to your music, and wow,
Thank you.
wow.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. It's stuff far beyond my understanding. It's really, really good shit. I like this. I like this instrumental. I dig instrumental shit, and yeah, who needs a fucking vocalist?
Right?
They're
The guitars sing.
Yeah.
exactly. It should all stand out for itself.
Dallas and I just talk back and forth to each other through wood and strings.
Yep. That's exactly what it
And
is.
then Kai and Nick keep people bobbing their heads.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's the beauty of it.
If I don't drop a stick. Which
It
happens a lot.
You
yeah.
thought about getting a vocalist?
Actually,
No.
we have not.
No, but we've
No.
We've got a
Period.
singer in our band, though.
we do have a singer in the band, and we have discussed the possibility of selling out. and adding vocals to some stuff. Maybe. Who knows? Nothing's set in stone.
Pull out a little Midwest emo.
We'll take your wagers now on who the vocalist is in the band.
It's not me.
It's not me.
It's not me.
No?
No, it is.
No,
It's Kurt.
Kurt.
It is me. Yeah.
It's
I was a singer before I was anything else.
he's like trained. Dude can sing.
I was going to say, what's your vocal style?
I don't think I have a style. I'll be honest. I did a lot of like choral arrangements through school,
Nice.
and like did a bunch of like I grew up in Delaware, so I did a lot of all-state choir for the state of Delaware, and it's like I feel pretentious when I talk about it, but like they talk about it like it's this big thing at the time. Like they allow
it kind of is.
15 tenors in the whole state, and
Yeah.
like 10 basses, and I made it all 6 years that I was eligible. So it's like I want to pat myself on the back for it, but
You
I
totally
also don't
should.
want to be an asshole about it.
No.
you know what I mean?
It's an accomplishment.
But then once I got out of school, I just stopped.
Yeah.
I haven't sang on anything in 12 years. So I don't think I have a style because I
Okay.
haven't done it in so long.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Maybe I probably sing the way I talk, I guess.
Okay.
That would be my guess.
That counts?
I guess a more legitimate answer to your question is choir boy.
Okay.
When applicable.
Okay. So I'm gonna go in even deeper. So are we talking like power metal esque?
Oh, I don't know. I think I have a pretty decent ability to like copy styles. So like I could.
Oh.
But in my own,
So you're saying you're versatile?
I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
without-
Well, I mean, being in a choral, not choir, choral. Yeah, you have to have some versatility.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You kind of have to because it's you get a different conductor each year, and they're all super specific about what they want
Yeah.
and how they would like. I mean, you're getting like you need to pronounce the vowel like this, and it's just a lot of that shit over and over again. So you're getting really good at figuring out how to hold your mouth.
Absolutely. There's a lot of that shit. Yeah.
So it's after a while of like doing that, I think maybe it was just like a natural kind of figuring out like, oh, if I hold my throat this way and hold my mouth this way, I can sing like this person, but if I do it a different way, I can sing like somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's really interesting just analyzing, like I said, if you hold your mouth this way or do this with your tongue or hold your jaw a certain way,
Yeah.
how much it affects that stuff.
It is very crazy that there can be so many like subtle nuances in technique for something that's like right here.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like
Right.
Dallas and I were actually talking about that in the car. We were listening to some very heavy music, and it's all like the
Shout out Botch.
shout out. I forgot what my favorite mathcore band was. Oh no! Shout out somebody. What was I talking about? I just lost my train of thought.
Your throat.
Other
throat game?
Everyone's throats, yeah. Not just my throat. It's not exclusive to me, no. But yeah, we're talking about like gutturals and inhales and different screaming techniques.
Medians is going mathcore in the new
This
year.
is the Snidem.
Snidem.
Snidem dropping soon.
Snidem soon.
Medians
We're
backwards.
gonna spell our band name backwards, and we're gonna start a mathcore project, and we're never gonna play a show, and the fans are. This is the only time the fans are ever going to hear about it.
Yep.
We're never going to talk about it again.
I
On
have
your logo.
Exactly. Name backwards, a lot of
A lot
points.
of points.
Yes.
Look like sticks. Mm-hmm. Just a bunch of sticks. in
Not
a row.
legible at all.
And we're going to buy exclusively like ESP, like F-shaped guitars.
God.
Like the, like
Oh, fuck yes.
Or Jackson's,
Yeah.
Give me the hockey puck headstock.
Pointy
I need to-
guitars,
like
pointy logo.
I'm going to
Give me
use
a
a pick
Randy-
for the first time.
Yeah, give me a Randy Rhodes so I can play lots of, pointy stuff.
Mhm.
It needs to sound pointy.
Yeah,
It can't
Needs to
just,
sound pointy
it
and
can't
be
just
pointy.
look pointy. It has
Yeah.
to sound pointy.
definitely.
Dallas. Was that a Steinberg?
A Strandberg.
Strandberg, excuse
Which is
me.
no, it's okay. It's somewhat similar. Steinbergers were the real popular headless guitars in like the 80s, and I used to have one of those. That's what got me into headless guitars. But Strandberg is where it's at.
Gotcha. They're becoming increasingly popular, and I'm gonna tell you. At first, I saw them. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
I don't blame you.
And there's a little bit whenever you buy a guitar, yeah, of course you're looking for the sound and the feel of it. Whenever you play it, and the grain in the wood, and the weight of it. You're looking for so many fucking things, but you want it to look cool at the same time too.
Yeah, definitely. I love Strandberg because they're incredibly ergonomic and super lightweight, and they just feel good. They have their own patented neck shape that you either love or you hate. I love. A lot of people hate it. It is what it is. But the ones I play are 4 and 5 pounds, and it's just
what?
Yeah, there's like no stress on the.
They feel like toys.
They do.
Shit.
Yeah, they just feel really good. It's not like I've had a Les Paul, I've had Tellys, I've had everything. And
Absolutely.
And I just love the ease of play with like a Strandberg. They're super lightweight, they're fast, they feel good, and I don't know. Some way down the line, I gravitated towards them. I have a deep love for Telecasters and always will. That's my favorite guitar. So the main Strandberg I play is like if they made a Telly.
Okay.
That's my baby.
And please correct me if I'm wrong. I was looking at your photo specifically, and it looked like the neck was super thin.
It's thin up towards the higher register, but it's actually thicker at the lower register.
Wow.
It's part of they call it the Endure neck. It's also like shaped like a trapezoid.
Okay.
It's not rounded like a C or D shape. It's
Yeah.
unique. It's weird, but I like them.
That's all that matters.
Is it fan fret?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're fan fret. It's got all the bells and whistles,
Yeah,
all
I
the
was
new
gonna
stuff.
say, do you play it or does it play itself?
For the price, it should.
Yeah.
5.5 to
Huh?
26 and a quarter
Yeah.
for those.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know that they're just what I like, and I love the comparison to Kurt's Strat.
Yeah.
Kurt just plays a nice Strat.
Yeah.
Very, very modern on this end. And
Sure.
Very traditional
Yeah.
on the other end. Yeah.
And then we got our bassist has a headless.
Yeah, Kurt's the only one with a headstock. In
Yeah,
the band.
which is hilarious.
I have owned 2 Strandbergs, and I did like them, but
Oh,
as through the
Kurt is he cannot own a piece of gear for more than 2 weeks. I'm surprised he's kept this Strat for as long as he has. Kurt is a constant revolving cast of pedals and guitars. I have never seen a human being buy and sell more gear than Kurt. It's impressive.
I like trading.
All the time.
I like new stuff.
Seems like every practice you have a new
There's a
board
new
set.
pedal, new noise.
No.
But I mean, surely things like pedals. I'm sure you're developing, and especially being so new to the band. I'm sure you're developing your sound, and things are progressing and changing. And one day you feel like this, and the next day it's like you don't want to wear the other pair of underwear instead.
Yeah, no, for sure. I had a much different pedal board when I first got here.
Aren't half that pedals on the album like not even around anymore?
No, I still have. I have kept everything that we used on the record.
Fair.
On the board, but yeah,
That's growth.
the more,
Just adding shit, not subtracting so much.
yeah. Well, just the stuff that didn't get used, but like I don't know. It's funny because at home I have a much smaller board than what I use with medians, and I love playing through that board, but it's more minimalist. It's I got a tuner, a compressor, an overdrive, a chorus, a delay, and a reverb, and that's it.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But the board for medians is
A lot.
like 22 pedals.
Jesus.
I mean, it's stupid. But it was a
fucking
bedroom
sick.
board before
Okay.
I got here.
Gotcha.
So it's like it's sitting on a Pedal Train Classic Pro, which is like 32 by 18, and I filled it at home because it just stayed in the same spot every single day. It was just like, oh, that's my soundboard. Like, that's what I'm using to play guitar through. And then I think my first couple of shows with Medians, I didn't even have a case for it. So I was just like driving around with this pedal board just sitting in my trunk, like, all right, I'm going to walk my board up there, you know, and I ended up buying a hard case for it, and that made it worse because that thing is so heavy, man. It is so stupid. I actually downsized for a little bit last year and went to a Classic 3 because I didn't need all of that.
And then I was like, hey, I'm ready to upsize, so you should sell me that board and go back to the big one.
And right around the time he said that, I started like, oh, I think I do want new stuff. Mm-hmm. So I was an idiot.
I begged him for like 2 months.
I sold him my Classic 3, and now I'm back on the Classic Pro with the ridiculous flight case, and it's
gear
absurd.
Goes around Medians a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, funny
Yeah.
enough,
I own one of his
We've
guitars.
got his guitars, his pedals. Our
Kurt and Kai both have one of my guitars.
Yep.
Yes, and Dallas, fun fact, before I even moved to Tallahassee, the twin reverb that Dallas used to track the album and that he uses to play shows with was mine back in 2020, and I actually drove up here to sell it to him.
for $600.
That's
Wow.
genuine homie price.
That is quite a deal.
So you drove from Melbourne.
Yeah,
Yes.
We've been friends like for the
Yeah.
longest, so
That
it's like,
story-
hey man, drive up here and sell me your amp. Sure.
That story should probably be talked about since there's microphones in front of us. But Dallas and I actually met via a Chan fan group on Facebook.
Shout out, Chan.
Shout out, Chan.
Rest in peace, John.
Rip Chan.
Rest in peace, Chan. Love you, Chan. Miss you, Chan. Love you, Chan.
Really miss Chan.
But yeah, you can probably hear that we love Chan.
We do. We do love Chan.
Yeah, we met in a like a just a group for people that love Chan, and I don't remember the specifics of what happened, but Dallas is trying to cover Atlas Novus by Scale the Summit.
Yep.
And he posted something about it in the group, and I had learned it previously, so I just shot him a message on Messenger, and I was like, yo, I know how that part works if you want some help with it. We ended up on a video call on Messenger, and I was like walking him through the part. He learned the part, and then he posted the cover on Facebook, and then probably just shooting the shit about music or whatever, but
For years.
I don't remember specifics on how all of that came to be, and then we ended up seeing TTNG in Atlanta.
That's the first time we met.
That was the first time
2018.
I actually drove up to Tallahassee to pick him up.
Shout out Christian. That was with our homie Christian.
Yes, Christian McDougs. If you're out there, you're
Mega homie. Part of
homie.
the original group chat.
Yes,
with Kurt.
The Dave Knudsen Tabernacle.
Shout out Dave Knudsen.
Shout out minus the bear. Shout out minus the bear, dude.
But yeah, we just met through a Facebook group, talked forever, went and saw a band called TTNG together. History ever since.
Actually, we were at a bunch of shows before we
Yeah.
even knew each other.
We were
a
at
bunch of
Sean
the same
shows before
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and then like found out years later, like, oh shit.
Oh, you were at that one?
Yeah, like, oh, that's
Fire.
cool. I was in the same building as you
Yeah.
like 7 times, and we never knew it. Yeah.
And then Nick came to one of our shows back in, what year was that?
Yeah, when I first moved to Tallahassee, like in 2019,
Yeah.
I went to see Standards, and Medians was opening for Standards.
Yeah.
So I saw them
Way back.
like as an audience member years ago. So then whenever I ended up getting in contact with Dallas about being in the band, shout out Colton from Trial by Stone, who introduced
Yes.
me to Dallas.
Coltron.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, but once I got introduced to Dallas, I knew exactly who he was because like I had seen Medians.
God, you say that. I'm like,
I had seen Medians before, so I was like, oh, this is the dude from Medians. So,
hell yeah.
He signed my underwear.
Yeah, it all just came together. Nick was the first guy we tried out, and we were like, him.
Dallas asked me after our first practice. He was like, "So what do you think?" And I was like, "He's staying.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
He's got it.
he's got it."
Yeah, it's been the band really kicked off over the last 2 years. Things have really. Has it been 2 years? Have we been
Yeah.
doing this? Is this for 2 years?
I
Probably
got,
two
I
and a
think
half.
yeah,
I got here.
I've been in the
in
band about
January.
maybe a little less than 2 years. I think.
Okay.
but around 2 years.
It's been 13 months.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well,
I
things.
think it was the summer, so in the summer it'll be 2 years for me. I think.
things really kicked off around that point when we got Nick, and then I was like, a couple months of that, I was like, guys, my buddy Kurt's gonna move up here. He's gonna join the band.
No way.
Yeah, it's like,
I didn't believe him.
He's gonna join the band. It's gonna be. We need 2 guitars. It's gonna be great. And then it was.
And now it is.
Now we're here.
You know, you guys haven't been friends for so long. You had to have a really interesting, guitar relationship.
Oh, yeah.
For lack of better terms, beforehand, and for him to come in, in the band, I'm sure I just had to lend to it.
I think it just like a mutual love for all the same music. We're both guitar players, and it's easy to talk. Because we
listen to a lot of the same stuff.
We're actually the same person. Funny enough,
we've that has been established.
I knew it.
Yes,
Yeah.
there are so many instances where me and Kurt think exactly the same.
Say the same exact thing out loud at the same exact
all the
moment.
time. It's like we read each other's minds, and that's why I think when me and him sit down to write, it flows pretty freely. Usually, there are complications, as with anything.
Absolutely.
But usually, when me and Kurt sit down with the intentions of writing something,
Something gets written.
Something gets written
Do you guys write together?
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how often I hear, we're at our respective homes, and I'll write this, and this person will write that, and then we'll come together, and kind of piece things together. But you guys actually write together.
Well, I live like 10 minutes down the road
Yeah.
from him, so
Yeah.
it's super easy for one of us to go to the other's house and just be able to sit down and dedicate some time to just writing together. But yeah, I mean, I like it like that personally. I don't really like. I've tried with other people writing material like remote and then like sharing it back. I actually have a buddy down in Sarasota County that I do some Ableton stuff with. But I mean, we haven't made progress on anything in like 4 years, and that's kind of my fault too. But like, I definitely like the organic vibe of having that person in the room with you to like real time reactions to what you're doing. Like, okay. It helps when you can see someone's face if you play a lick and you can, like, if he makes the stank face, that's going in the song 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of times one of us will come in with a riff or something. Like I'll be like, here's a thing, and then we'll build off of that. But more often than not, it's really from nothing, and we'll just figure something out.
Yeah, we started a new song like 2 or 3 days ago where it's just, neither of us had anything in the tank, and we just sat down and plugged our stuff in, and then like somebody plays a chord and we're like, okay, that's the chord we're
I'm
starting.
gonna be honest with you. I envy that a
Really?
little bit. Yeah. I never got along with other guitar players as far as
I did not. Yeah, there's a reason that Medians is my first band. Yeah, I did not for a really long time.
No, I really feel like blessed with this situation. It's pretty effortless as far as, I mean, it's not effortless. The music's fucking hard to play.
Sure.
But it's
Coming up with it is super easy.
sometimes.
and then you have the responsibility of filling in the bass.
These two are
tough,
so
too.
good at that. Though.
Yeah,
they're
they
so
kill
good
it.
at that.
Typically, Dallas and Kurt will have like an idea, just the two of them, and then propose it to me and Kai at practice, and we'll just kind of screw around playing nonsense until we find something that works.
It's funny because like they'll write a riff, and then like Nick and I will write our parts together. So it's like it all kind of like
Yeah,
going
yeah.
together
Exactly.
in a way.
And Nick's
Which is
a
really cool.
genius, killer bassist. He always comes up with the coolest stuff.
And it's so fast too.
Yes.
You can give him a riff and he's got something.
He's
written.
got something cool cooked
like
up.
The third, if you play the riff for 4 repeats, by that 4th repeat, he already
He's like,
he
cool,
already has his
I'm
riff
there.
written. Yeah, it's crazy. It's very impressive how fast he catches on to it.
No, it's cool though. We all get along so well. There's like, there's never disagreements, and if they are, it's always like easily discussed and
like squashed
solved.
as a team of 4.
We did a tour we were in a car together for 8 days, and nobody hated each other after.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's
It
impressive.
was
That's very
extremely close quarters.
Very close quarters.
Yeah, that was a lot, but yeah, we all came out of it okay.
Yeah, we did.
What do you mean that was a lot? We're
Do you have
over
a
here
problem?
talking about how
No problems.
No, it
But,
was awesome.
Because by in a car, we mean in a car with all of our gear. So zero space.
None. We're using the space between our legs, the space between me and Nick in the back seat.
we have backpacks under our in front of the seat,
We had
so our legs are
there's
like
stack
just
of
resting.
clothes.
And then you got me and Kai
Symbols,
buying records.
Like there was symbols like in the
Yeah.
trunk ready to decapitate someone.
I'm adding a new box with a new Starbucks Been There mug every state we stop in, and by the end of it, it's like, holy shit, I've accumulated 13 of these things.
The cars.
Don't have space for this.
By the end of the tour, it's just trash, records, mugs.
Smelly clothes.
Disgusting. Oh my god.
Yeah, if we get in an accident, there's about 58,000 projectiles in this car. We are all going to die for sure.
And it was a lot of driving. It was only 8 days, which I guess as far as tours go isn't that long, but it was the spacing between
Yeah.
the places that we
Long
played.
drives.
It was like 8 hours between shows. Like
Yeah.
we would have to do 4-hour drive before show and then 4-hour drive after show
Yeah,
most of the day. So it was a lot of time in the car.
And then we had James and Challenger Deep just calling us pussies the whole time.
Shout out, Jason.
Shout out Challenger Deep.
Shout out, Jason.
Speaking of, you were telling me earlier, you guys have some shows coming up.
Oh yeah, a good handful right now. Some aren't announced, so we can't really. Oh, sorry. Some aren't announced, so we can't really talk about them right now. But there's a couple we can talk about. This weekend, the 9th and 10th, we're doing a little run out to Auburn, Alabama, and Columbus, Georgia, with our new friends. No Yeah, they're a little posty, jammy type band out of Columbus. We're super stoked for those. We love lineups where we get to play with bands in our sound. There's not a lot of that here. There are some.
Yeah, no.
Shout out Lariat.
Our scene's not there yet. It's close, but it's not there yet.
No,
It's getting there.
it's just math rock as a whole is a little more like few and far between. But we get pretty posty, so we can get in with that crowd too, and we're doing a lot of that with them. And then I don't think any of the other shows have been announced yet, so I don't know if I should be saying much about
we
it.
won't talk.
We won't
about
talk about
But
those.
if you follow us on Instagram at MediansFL, you will see the announcement when it takes place.
That is true. That is the place to find that.
Outstanding. I also wanted to ask, how did the name Medians come about?
So me and Kai,
We're
I'll
in a
let
car.
you tell it.
We were in a car. We were driving down Thomasville Road.
Was it Thomasville?
It was Thomas.
I
Yeah, I'm
seem
pretty
to
sure.
remember it was.
Or was it Tennessee?
I think it was Tennessee
Street.
Street.
Might have been Tennessee Street.
I feel like I've heard you say it was Tennessee.
Yeah.
Might have been Tennessee.
I feel like we were turning left onto Capitol Circle.
But
even.
I said something along the lines of like, "Wow, Tallahassee's got some pretty medians."
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then I was
There
like,
was
dude, is that
Medians band.
what we should call the band? And then he was like, yeah.
Yeah,
And that was
that's
it.
a cool name.
Which was actually a question in the chat from Mason from Thunder the Snake.
Rip Chon.
Shout out. He said, I'm sure it's been covered. The band name. Are y'all a bunch of statistic nerds or nah?
Funny enough, we are actually.
I came out and we were talking timing.
Well-
for a few minutes.
Let me gas up my bases some more.
Oh man, strap in.
Let me flip the camera around so we can all look at him.
Hey, Nick. So, not to brag, but we are a very qualified math rock band. Our bassist is going for his doctorate in math.
Outstanding.
Yes, not statistics,
Well,
but
math,
Yes,
which is even more
That's
applicable.
fine because we're not a statistics rock band.
that is true.
We are a math rock band. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I do applied math, and I study problems having to do with waves. So, like, could be water waves, could be light waves. That's kind of my general area.
Sound waves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah. Not so much me, but related. Yeah.
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 It's cool.
Nick hates math puns.
He
about
can't
math
stand
rock
it.
because he's dealing with math all day.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
We want to do math pun names.
I
There's
think
some.
it's cringe.
And that's valid, man. It's your career. But
It's like I don't want to think about this outside of work.
yeah, But I'm here for it.
Respect.
I think a good math pun. One. We should get one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who
no
wouldn't
harm in
listen to an album from a band named Medians called Not Modes?
Not me.
I would listen to it for sure. I'd be like, wow, those guys are going to do some math.
Yeah, we do.
They're going to problem solve.
Maybe we'll call it Don't Forget Your Calculator.
Yeah, how did you come up with the band name for frogs, bats, and other imaginary?
Oh,
That was
album?
an AI.
It was AI.
It was AI.
I think we put in an AI like post-rock album names or something and read 50,000 of them.
We did. It took us like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
What was it originally? Music for
like cats and
cats,
dogs.
dogs.
Cats and dogs
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
And then we had another. There was another option. that we didn't
Something,
go with.
something in a room with a view.
Yeah,
Rear view,
in a room with
rear
a
view with a window, or I don't know.
I don't know. It was way more like, and so I watch you from afar.
Yeah.
And
You don't remember our house by the coast.
so we needed something where, I don't know. Our music is kind of like upbeat for the most part.
Definitely,
It's like, happy-ish. So playful with the name and the album cover. We love
Shout out David Becker.
I've had quite a few
Very-
people say it like fits. Like the name fits really well.
I'm seeing the
music.
vibe there. Yeah, I'm totally seeing the vibe.
think
It
people
is
tell
kind of. I don't want to say upbeat, but I don't know. It does kind of fit the vibe though.
I don't know, the general mood is like happy, right? I mean,
Kai, your dad's proud of you.
Oh, thanks, Dad. Love you.
I think we all like kind of whimsical nonsense song titles.
Yeah.
We have
It's instrumental music.
Kurt has a running song
Holy
titles
cow,
list.
It's
Oh, man,
4
it's
pages
massive.
long.
4 pages of just
The
goofball
stupidest
shit.
you've ever heard.
It's awesome.
Name off a few. How many you got?
Do you want me to Can I pull my phone out? And read
yeah,
some?
yeah, no. Actually,
or do we
and-
wanna
Don't give
not?
away too many because it's heat, but pull out some bangers for sure.
I will be honest. I was thinking this earlier. Coming up with song titles for songs that have no lyrics. It's like where are you pulling the inspiration for the
Just
band
conversation.
Yeah,
It can be anything. Because it's instrumental, we just
100% of the things on this list are just something that somebody said in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when you hear it outside of the context of the conversation that it was in, it just sounds stupid.
Yeah.
And that's and then somebody will say something at practice, and 3 of us will laugh, and that's like a dead giveaway. It's like,
Kurt, write that down.
Yeah, exactly. Every single time, put that on the list.
We've
Kurt,
got-
put that on the list.
We've got way more names than songs written. So what,
Years.
we've got the next 4 albums named, done, ready.
I don't think we would ever write as many songs as we have names, to be honest. I don't think we'll ever be
I
able
feel like
to do
the
it.
rate of increase of adding names to the list would always
Because we'll get 2 or 3 in a practice.
You gonna pull some out?
Yeah,
if you
want. All right.
Yeah, I think.
I'm a big fan of embracing the random.
Yeah.
and that's totally what you're doing. Especially putting your shit out there in fucking AI and let the cards fall where they may.
I'm just so indecisive, and it's hard to you pick it, that's forever.
Yeah.
So it felt a little easier to put it out of our hands and at least use an AI. Say what you will, it did help. You put something in, you get 100 results, and it was just easier that way. I guess it felt a little less like, oh no, what if I hate it? Because we all loved it.
Yeah.
Good name. Any
It's
bangers?
easier than trying to squeeze Barracuda into your chorus at some point, I suppose, because that's what you call the song.
Well, she did that very tastefully, though.
Yeah, I mean, it works,
It's
but
a
it's going to be
great,
tough.
it's a great song too. Yeah. So here's a couple for any interested party. I don't want to bring this too close to the wire here. I'd be way cooler with/if I had a corgi.
That's me. I said that.
This is giving me I want to date your sister vibes. What's the opposite of a tree?
What's the opposite of a tree? I fucking love that.
Lacrosse intolerance. Shout out lactose intolerance.
Okay.
Let's give him 2 more.
throw a beef on that. You'd be armed if you were about to spend $5,000 on horses.
Banger. And there's so many more where that came from.
That's 5
not
of
even
about
grazing the surface.
60.
We're really good at naming songs. We're just bad at writing them fast.
I'm pretty indecisive myself.
Yeah.
It is very hard to, like, when you know you're going to put it out.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be forever.
Yep.
You don't get a second shot at that.
We had a pretty fun time naming the podcast ourselves. What originally happened was me and another person that's no longer on the show, we both had ideas of what we wanted to name it, but I disagreed with her. She disagreed with mine to the point where shit wasn't fucking happening because we didn't agree on what to finally name it. So finally, we put our ideas into a random picker, and it picked fucking Off the Record. And at first I was like, oh fuck.
That was,
So you didn't win.
That was
I lost on that one.
So that one was not your contribution.
Yeah, no, that one was not my contribution. And my thought process was, well, how many fucking Off the Records are there? And there are a lot
There's
of
a
them.
few off the record podcasts, but there's only one off the record
Music show. Yes.
So it's changed.
Yeah, and I say that to finish with, although at first I didn't really dig it, now it's like this is my fucking show, man.
Right. It has
You know,
like you. I mean, like you said, it's your show.
Yeah.
When you hear that name now, you're like, you know exactly what it's referencing.
Exactly. Like I feel a familiar. You know the word I'm trying to say.
Yes.
You know the word I'm trying to say. I feel that shit. Yeah.
I hear you.
Familiarity.
We got a bunch of love.
Oh yeah, we probably got some
Chats.
comments and shit. We've been fucking ignoring those shit.
Can we read some of them? Love
Yeah.
Medians, the band ever.
That's
Hell yeah,
Rocket
Rocket
Shout out Rocket
Rockadillions.
Boys.
We are one of the bands of all time. Yes.
Tammy says, welcome to OTR. Buck says, what up, fam? Pew, pew.
Buck.
Oh,
Trial by Stone.
Hey, Buck.
Medians is a shit. Buck, the only man around here with his own noise.
These the goats.
Oh,
Is that Elin?
That's
What's up, Elin?
Oh, thanks,
Homie.
Elin.
Yeah, Samantha says, welcome, medians.
Thank
we
you.
got some questions. We got medians is a goat from Quack Mode. Tim Matthews, pretty neat stuff, honestly. Actually,
Tim.
he has a long one here that I can't read from here. It says, Tim Matthews, I saw our Final Feud set without a single speaker at our last show. I was mind blown and felt old. Back in my day, you brought a full stack or stayed fucking home, Junior.
Is that what we were talking about? Modelers?
Scooter.
Haas. You need my 4x12 Marshall.
Yeah, I hated dragging that fucking 810 Ampeg, but I did it. And I don't think I'd do a show without it. Just to have it behind me, like an old friend.
For sure.
Like, hey.
I love my twin. It's 80-something pounds.
I played through a little PRS Archon Mark II.
Okay.
It's just a little 50-watt tube. I love that thing, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even like the thought of getting a new amp has not even popped into my head since
That thing sounds
I got
great.
it. I
Just
love
everything
that PRS.
else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, actually, not guitar either.
Okay.
The Strat that I have
Yeah.
was my dream Strat for like 5 years before I got it. They didn't even make a production model of that. I would have had to go on Custom Shop or Fender Mod Shop.
Absolutely.
And then all of a sudden, Chicago Music Exchange just happened to have the exact one I wanted, albeit with different colored on the plastic covers, like the pickup covers and the knobs. So I just bought that guitar and then bought a different set of the plastic bits and had my dream Strat, and it worked out perfect. But I've had that thing for 2 years, which, as Dallas alluded to
Insane.
earlier, is about a year and 10 months longer than any other guitar has ever stayed in my house.
Absolutely. I also saw that Will said,
I was
love
going to say
y'all.
that too. Shout out Will.
Shout out,
man.
Will.
Shout out Will.
What
Thank
a
you, Will.
monster.
Crazy drummer.
Phenomenal drummer.
This is the real Tallahassee math rock
I
band,
could watch
Lariat.
it.
Shout out Lariat.
Yeah.
Shout out Lariat.
And
Shout
like
out
10
Lariat.
other bands.
What?
Will has like a million.
Oh,
bands.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of projects.
We got you guys ready for some questions?
Certainly. Yo, medians.
All right. Samantha asks, what would you like to be known / remembered for?
Probably being the guitar player for Medians.
That's easy. That's accomplished.
Kai?
People will remember us when we die.
Okay. Okay. I like the confidence.
But the four.
Put that on the song name list.
Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as a musician, the dream is to have people who genuinely like your music, not just because they know me personally, but because they actually like the music. So
Yeah.
I want to be remembered for making music that people actually like.
Would love to leave my mark through music in some way, you know? That's probably the ultimate goal for us as musicians.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a pretty similar answer from all of us. Like, kind of like Nick was saying, it's really cool when we get a comment on Instagram from somebody that, like, you know, in their bio they don't live in Florida, and you ask off, like, none of us know them.
Yeah.
So we have no idea who that person is. It's just somebody that just happened to hear it and they like it, and it's like, dude, that's awesome. Yeah. Like, somebody in Nebraska is enjoying listening to something that we poured
It's
on.
powerful
Man,
stuff.
that's fucking cool.
It is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I love getting like that. When you get that organic support, it really is some of the coolest shit.
And like, we look at our Spotify for artists, and we see, you know, people in like Germany.
Yeah,
There's,
wow.
like, people in what is it?
We had a
Finland?
bunch of a
Yeah.
playlist in Finland.
Yeah, we
I think.
playlisted in Helsinki or something.
Shout
so there's
out.
like, you know, there's just a bunch of Finns just listening to Medians, and we're just like, dude, that's
It's sick.
Like, that's
Yeah, we
nuts.
can also talk about the We the Kings show. Like we played with We the Kings.
Yeah.
Oh,
who,
yes.
If you don't know who We the Kings is, an incredibly famous 2010 kind of pop punk band who has a pretty big following. They sold out 926 in Tallahassee, and we got to open. And the
What an
amount of
experience.
comments after
Yeah.
from people who had no idea,
It was-
like the type of music that we were even playing were kind of crazy. Like a lot of people, we got a lot of compliments from people who were not expecting to enjoy the opener, and they did. And
Absolutely.
that was really cool
It
to
was
see.
very bizarre to walk off stage and start unloading, and then like we're all looking down. All of us are signed into the Median's Instagram, so we all get the notifications. So when we got done, we walked off, we started unloading, we would go out to the parking lot, and then we looked down at our phone, and we have like 50 new followers.
Ping, ping,
And
ping,
you're just
ping,
like,
ping,
holy
ping,
shit,
ping.
that's
Somebody made
awesome.
Crazy.
a post that said, like, somebody who would come for We the Kings made a post that they didn't expect to see an instrumental band, but that they really felt the passion in the music,
and that they had never seen an
they had never seen an instrumental band, and that they really enjoyed it, so much so that they ended up making a post about it, and that's powerful stuff. That, like, you know, that we could maybe introduce somebody to a new genre, because, you know, that whole crowd was people that would have probably never checked this kind of stuff out. So it was really cool to show them this kind of music.
That warmed my heart.
Yeah,
for sure.
that was awesome.
When I was listening to your music, it was definitely a breath of fresh air. You know, I'm wearing a Metallica shirt, and you know, some of my favorite Metallica songs are fucking Orion, and in the instrumentals, and so I kind of I'm not comparing you to Metallica. That sounded fucking rude.
Well, we didn't take it that way.
Okay.
Until you said that.
I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh, you sound like Metallica." No. That's not what I'm saying. But I did feel kind of that connection again to instrumental music. It really takes some fucking balls, you know, especially in a local music scene. You know, everybody's got the front guy, and you know, he's like the fucking face of the band, and you know, all the eyes are on him. And so for you guys to go out there without that, you know, that's really fucking cool. And believe me, you're holding it down. What you're doing, you're definitely holding it down.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
It is. It's interesting not having vocals, but I've always had a thing for instrumental music. Well, I grew up on like classic rock, but once I got into my later teens, got into a lot of the more instrumental math rock, post rock stuff, and I just being a guitar player. In some ways, it's kind of like music for musicians, and that's valid to a degree. But I mean, it can be appreciated by everybody.
And just speaking to classic rock, like Led Zeppelin's "Stairway to Heaven," there's like a fucking, I'm exaggerating, say a 5-minute jam, but there's like this whole jam section. Hotel California, there's a bit of a jam there. And so yeah, that stuff is absolutely there in classical music. Now, granted, was all their shit instrumental? No, but there are definitely parts where there's a focus on the instrumental part.
For sure, yeah. One of my favorite bands is Camel, like 70s prog rock, and the majority of that discography is instrumental. And I mean, we're talking 20-minute songs,
exactly,
just music.
Yeah,
So. I dig that kind of stuff. So for me, it just makes sense that that's the kind of music I want to play.
I think one of the things I like about instrumental, besides classical music, I listen to a lot of classical, but anyway, Satriani was one of the first guitar, I guess, Surfing with the Alien, that album Surfing with the Alien. You can make up your own story to what the song is. You have no lyrics influencing the direction.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That's something
it can either be a happy song or a sad song. The lyrics aren't
absolutely
influencing the way you're accepting the song.
I think
that's
instruments.
A very good point. Yeah, because I grew up listening to a lot of instrumental stuff and like I won't say prog rock, but like math rock, just a lot of instrumental stuff in my late teens and early 20s. And I saw Scale the Summit in 2010 and did not know who they were. And I was at a deathcore show, which makes it even weirder. Dallas can understand why that would be weird, but it was very interesting because you got all these deathcore bands on and everybody's moshing and having a good time. And then Scale the Summit comes up, and similar to, I guess as similar as it can be to Mediums, it's just a 4-piece, and they're doing a lot of finger tapping stuff, but it's a lot of rhythmic centric stuff with no vocalist. And I remember being halfway through this show and looking and seeing everybody in the crowd is just standing still, just looking at these guys. You know what I mean? And it's like, wow, the change of pace here is absolutely insane because these guys were just punching each other in the face 20 minutes ago. And it's for that reason, like, until you said it just then, it's honestly not something I had never even considered because I think it had always been natural to me. But you can like, in a way, you can create your own music video to that stuff, like you said, because there is nothing to the, it's not grounded at all. There's no frame of reference for how you should be feeling when you're listening to instrumental music. It's really that's a big part of the reason I think I enjoy it. Not that anybody asks. Sorry about that.
yeah, definitely.
Tammy asks, are there any musicians who inspire you? What qualities do you admire about them?
Should we go around? Because I'm sure we've all got answers.
We'll start with Nick.
All right.
I mean, I feel like a lot of us have similar interests. My personal, I guess, in two places. One is what Dallas mentioned, 70s prog rock. I grew up on, like, when I was younger, like in high school, I was super into like Rush and Yes and Genesis and like very long form, like 20-minute songs, like pure prog rock. So that's like one big influence. And then as I got older, I actually kind of got more into modern stuff like math rock, like Tron and
Tron.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
CH.
sorry. There was a Tallahassee band called Tron. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tron was kind of my first introduction to modern math rock, and then from there I got into progressive metal a lot, like The Contortionist and Tesseract and things like that. Those are probably my biggest influences.
Nice. Yeah, no, I've always been really into like shoegaze and really melodic stuff.
Shout out Cloud Storage.
Cloud Storage, that's my other band. But no, I've always been really into the like just super dreamy type of stuff, like Deer Hunter's one that's really good, My Bloody Valentine, those type of deals. And that's why like being in Medians is really cool because we kind of almost incorporate some of that stuff without probably even really realizing it. So it's like the fact that we're doing that on top of being math being Post, it's just like I think it's really cool because we're like blending all these different genres into like.
It is so hard to keep your fucking influences out of the music that you're making. I try to not write the shit that I fucking I listen to on a daily basis. I can't help it. That's what comes out.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
Kurt. Shout out, Sean. I love Eric Hansel and I almost said Wario. Mario Camarena. Those two are awesome. I'd say probably like that. I was already playing guitar when I discovered them, so I'd say if it's like as far as inspiration, I listened to. I didn't really like listen to a lot of stuff that wasn't stuff that my mom and dad didn't own until I was probably a young teenager, and then kind of forayed out and started listening to mathcore by accident and like deathcore and you know like the Acacia Strain is one of the first bands that I think I ever went out of my way to listen to. Between the Buried and Me, I was listening to them around the Silent Circus era back in 2003. So like Paul Wagner and Dusty Waring. Actually, I don't think one of them was. I'm not going to get into it. One of them wasn't in the band at that point, but I don't want to ramble about that. Listening to heavy stuff like that, but you know, keeping it kind of mathy, as far as not always playing on the one and like not having to be in four. And then I think in the late, like as it got closer to 2010, I remember the Contortionist kind of blew my mind and showed me like exactly. When it's ironic I'm saying that because I just said I listened to Between the Buried and Me, but like the Contortionist showed me that you can be heavy and beautiful at the same time. And then right around that same time I listened to Animals by This Town Needs Guns. And Tim Collis just so absolutely melted my brain. I had never seen, or I'm sorry if I stole your thunder, dude.
No,
I had never
okay.
seen or heard anybody play guitar like that, and I actually attribute him to the reason I can play fingerstyle.
Same here.
And Chris Letchford from Scale to Summit was absolutely instrumental, no pun intended, in me learning how to finger tap. So I guess if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Chris Letchford or Tim Collis, though, because I wouldn't be playing guitar if it wasn't for those two guys.
I'll get a little sappy. I got to give it to my dad. If it wasn't for him, I definitely wouldn't be. He said, "Oh no."
I love you, Dad. Shout out, Dad.
Shout out, Dad.
I played bass my whole life. It's because of him, actually.
My dad's a drummer, and music has been a part of my life since I was, a baby. Just always remember my dad having a drum kit and going over to his friend's house and playing music. When I was like 5 or 6 years old, he got me a drum kit. I thought that's what I wanted to do. I started playing drums and didn't respect it at the time, just music in general. I was a kid. But once I got about 13 years old into guitar, that's where it all started. And it came from him, my love for like classic rock, and he was big on the Beatles. It was always the Beatles. So they're a huge inspiration for me. But as far as my guitar playing, I'd have to like be on the same page with Kurt as far as Tim Collis from TTNG. He also taught me how to play guitar fingerstyle because me and Kurt are the same person. So
I also started on drums.
Yeah. So. Other than that, some of my other big inspirations, I, like Nick, love 70s progressive rock, so I got to give it to Gary Green from Gentle Giant. What's his name? I'm blanking on the name. Yes, his guitarist, Steve Howe.
He is somebody that I might name as like a favorite guitarist.
What a monster. And then another big inspiration, Gabriel Marin from Consider the Source. Beast. Guy's a monster. He doesn't even play the guitar like a normal person. I don't know what you'd call it. He's crazy. Love what he does. Did we get them all?
I think so. Not all the questions. That's chats are exploding over here.
Well, that's good.
Samantha asks, what's something about each of you or your lives that might surprise others to learn?
Dang, I don't know.
Besides, you're about to be a doctor. A wave doctor.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably what I would have said. Gonna
Wave
be
doctor?
a wave doctor. Yeah. That can be mine, Kai.
I make some mean cup of
went
coffee?
to school to be an airframe mechanic.
Oh.
Never actually did it.
I'm
though.
sorry, a what?
An airframe mechanic.
Airframe mechanic.
Yeah. So working on like Cessnas and Boeing planes, stuff like that.
Nice.
So, yeah. But
Music's
this is where
way
it's
cooler.
at. This is
Yeah.
where it's at.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna double dip on the choir thing. I sing.
Music's my entire personality. That's all I have.
Everyone knew that, though.
Yeah, so. I can play kendama pretty good sometimes.
He's a
What's-
beast.
It's oh god, it's like a ball in a cup, but harder. It's got like a spike on it. A good amount of people from Tallahassee should know what it is. You got 3 balls and a spike or 3 cups and a spike and a ball with a hole in it, and you flip it and catch it and do all sorts of crazy
I
stuff.
think I have seen those.
yeah.
Super popular in Japan.
Yeah. Product of going to Sale High School.
Am I the only person that has no idea what the hell he's talking about?
That's fair. Like
You know
it's
what this
a
is,
ve-
Doc?
I mean, I've seen him play it before.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
I
just a
would-
game. It's a
little thing
toy.
flips
It's like a
around.
skill toy, you know, and you can always throw it around your neck and walk around. Like I took a couple on tour just to like have shit to do at the gas station, you know, that kind of stuff.
If it wasn't for him, I would have no idea what that was.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my weird thing.
Now I'm gonna have to follow you around. Figure
We
this
we have a video for them, do we not?
We do have a video. Real quick, Mason asks, Jeremy, where's the white guitar from the wall? And Tammy answered him, it is in the motorcycle shop. Yes, I moved it over to the motorcycle shop because it looked cooler over there
Nice.
than it did here.
You can't
I
argue
like,
that logic.
I like cool shit. We covered that one, the band name. All right, yeah, you want to play their video?
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear this again. I've only heard it like 40 times yesterday. Editing video is a lot of fun because I hear your song in like 5-second chunks.
Nice.
5-second change,
Well,
5-second
now you
change.
can
Add a
just sit
transition
back
here, add a transition there. Brand and here, let me flip over. This is Too Good for Spoons. Doc, why don't you count us in from 3?
3.
Yes.
Hey,
And we are back.
with 3. Okay, everybody's here.
Yeah, pretty much everybody. It happens. Sometimes I run a little long. That's fine. Ain't no problem. I've done it. Come bursting through the door like the Kool-Aid man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then do the slow walk back.
In fact, I did that for mutual friends because there was only like a minute and a half, and I saw Emily in the chat. Where did she go? I lost her. I'm not sure what she was talking about. There she is.
Yeah, what you talking about?
Emily says, thinking about when I mentioned how Medians is one of the best shows I've ever been to when I was on the show just a couple weeks ago, and now they're on the show.
Thank you, Emily.
That's
Shout
right.
out mutual friends.
Big shout out, mutual friends.
And happy birthday. I saw that she just had a birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Oh, I heard you lost one of your country guys.
Oh, no.
Rest in
Toby-
peace, Toby
Toby Keith.
Keith. Red Solo Cup.
I wouldn't call him one
I
of
fill
my
you
guys.
That's one of your boys.
No,
He was born in Oklahoma.
that's all I've got to say about that. I really can't.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Kai, you have an admirer.
Is that Kylo?
Oh, is that Kylo?
That is Kylo. What does she say? There's like 8 of them. Contortionist awesome.
Contortionist awesome.
Yep.
True.
Agree.
What's your favorite Walking Dead character? Carl.
Probably Carl.
Carl.
Rick.
I never did finish that.
Rick. Me neither.
Yeah, me neither.
Can you tell the drummer?
She said I like the drummer. She said, can you ask the drummer if he'll be my Valentine?
Of course, baby.
Please. Please. Please.
Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
No, I'm
No,
not.
I'm not. So, will you be the Valentine of whoever the hell that is?
Yes, of course I will.
That's adorable. See? Told you, Rob. We're
I
matchmakers.
even took off work for you.
Yeah.
Matchmakers.
We're a podcast. We're a music show, and we're matchmakers.
Matchmakers. That's
Yeah,
right.
we do it all.
So that's what's been going on. I keep seeing a monitor failure happening off to my right side over there. Yippee! All right.
I fucking hate Tool. That's for Kylo. I just
Yeah.
want you to know I hate Tool.
I hate corn.
Wow.
Oh, God.
The food?
The food. The band is awesome.
Wow.
That's how
Can't believe
You guys are kidding, right?
Well, yeah, corn
better be.
fucks, dude.
She said, "Shut up."
Corn rocks.
Even more so. You don't like Tool?
I don't like Tool.
Okay, that's cool.
I hate the
That's cool.
The Medians.
It's just medians.
The Medians band.
I had a feeling she would come in here and troll it up a little bit. I'm here for it.
We got.
She does.
We actually got put on a show flyer as the Medians band
As the media.
Yeah, we were the
It's been a
Medians
running
band,
for this Auburn, Alabama show.
which quickly became
Oh, really? I
our
didn't
group chat
even see
name.
that.
I won't be honest with you. It took me like a day or two to switch from Meridian.
We get that a lot.
Yeah.
So my little lower thirds right here require 2 spaces. And I just had a bunch of exclamation points and it said medians underneath. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, links were in the description. So I went ahead and I actually had 2 spaces, but I was like, fucking one-name bands. Those are tough.
Yeah, sorry. It's a product of our genre.
I almost put the Medians band just because.
Oh, no. That would have been rough.
The plural noun is a pretty cliche band name thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plural noun,
Yeah.
like
Well, it's,
standard.
yeah, it's. I mean, I remember in like around 2010 when it was like structures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Volumes, monuments.
Yeah.
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 All that stuff.
Well.
Because it's like, oh, that's. I wonder what they're gonna do.
Happens to
And
the
then
best
you
of us.
put it on, and it's a dude on a 7-string going bow ba bow ba bow 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 ba bow for 48 minutes.
Nothing wrong with it.
Shout out Structures. I actually did love early Structures.
Oh, shout out to Black Tyrant Ants, Kurt. Thanks
Yes.
for the fucking flyers, mate.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Also, there is a big show coming up March 30th. I believe, please check me on that one, at the Riverfront. It is the first annual Jambacue. I cannot remember because I didn't make note of it. Sorry, I'm an asshole, as always. But definitely worth checking that out.
Yep. I want to say 12 bands, 2 stages.
Yes.
12 bands, 2 stages.
Yep.
We will be having some of them. I know you texted me earlier, Romaxis.
Yes. So not next week, but the week after, we have that band that you told me.
Yeah, I forgot. Damn it.
Whoa, man, calm down. Calm down, dude. Calm down.
You've been kicking the shit out of that bass.
I forget that it's behind me, and then I move it, and I get scared because I don't want anything bad to happen to it, but I also don't want it to fall off and land on my head.
Yeah, no, that's a heavy son of a bitch. That
I
thing don't
believe
weigh
it.
no 5 pounds.
It ain't no Strandberg.
That's my baseball bat.
You're talking to
That
somebody
thing's got
that
a
plays a
headstock.
Strat. This is the Strandberg guy. I know that a guitar hurts when it falls on you.
Yeah, headstocks are sexy. I'm just saying.
Sometimes.
A Warwick headstock? That's a good looking
My
headstock.
dad loved Warwicks when I was a kid.
Fuck yes. I am not a bass player, but nerding a little bit on basses. It's like all my bass players that I'm paying attention to play Warwicks. So
yeah.
yeah,
Those are nice.
My favorite current bass player is I may be mispronouncing his last name, Ryan Martin Mudvayne. Oh yeah, oh yes.
Have you heard of John Ferreira?
Name sounds familiar. Yes.
He's that band I mentioned earlier, Consider the Source. John Ferreira is their bassist. He's a monster. He's out of this world.
Absolutely.
There's a sick video of him and Victor Wooten at NAMM in like 2021 or something. And they're just jamming. They're just crushing it. It's like two absolute beasts trading it back and forth. It's something to watch. It's like 9 minutes long.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
call and response type
yeah, and they're just, they're both just such masters of their craft that it's like effortless watching them jam together. I mean, it's two people playing fucking bass, so
You have to. You have to be able to appreciate it.
Yes, but it's awesome if you can get into it. I love that stuff.
Check out Dan Briggs from Between the Buried and Me and Trioscapes.
Absolutely.
That dude is.
I will admit, whenever people start getting a little heavy on the thumb,
slapping thumb.
Yeah, the slapping thumbs. That loses me.
Oh, you won't like John Ferreira.
Okay.
Victor Wooten is also phenomenal.
It's a little too funky for my taste, and I mean no disrespect to people that like it. That's cool. Just not my thing. That's all.
I think Victor Wooten's credited with coming up with the double thumb slap technique on bass.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I've very recently heard of the double thumb technique.
The whole up down thing. We do a little bit of that on the guitar, like weirdos.
So my thing is, whenever it comes to guitar, I play with both and without a pick. So there is naturally a lot of thumb work going on, but I never see bass players unless they're doing the this number. I never see people using their thumb.
Oh, dude, you got to check out Remco Groove Labs.
Okay, so that is a thing.
Oh yeah.
All right. So I'm using my thumb a lot on like the lower strings, and then trying to incorporate my fingers on the other strings. I'm having a hell of a good time on it though. I'm having a lot of fucking fun with it.
Finger picking is where it's at. I don't use a pick for any song in medians. I have yet to.
I don't use a pick like when I'm playing at home, and for some reason when Dallas sent me all of the medians material, I wrote my parts with a pick.
Yeah.
And now this new stuff that we're working on that I definitely didn't just tease anybody. I'm not playing a pick for the majority of that either. So we're two finger style tappy boys.
We sure are. But I love that Kurt's playing with a pick and I'm using my fingers because they're two different timbres.
Sure.
Is that the word?
Sure.
That's what we're calling it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you get like, my tone is just naturally distinguishable from his based simply on him using a pick and me using my fingers a lot of the time.
Funny enough, there was one song that I didn't use a pick for the entire song and just did
Nice.
style and tap just like he did.
Yeah.
And that was the only song that we did not release.
Yep.
Damn.
It is on the CD though, which you can buy at shout out Real Cool Time Records.
Yes,
My favorite little record store here
Nice.
in town. I don't know if you guys have been.
No, I didn't know there was a record store.
Yeah, Matt and Paul.
Fuck, where have I been?
They're right off of North Monroe and Tharp. Matt and Paul are great people.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. North Monroe and Tharp. So you've got Publix, and then you've got
Across from that. Across from the
and then
Publix.
you've got that Mexican joint. I was just there a few days ago, actually.
El Jalisco.
El Jalisco, yes.
Yeah, it's a little further down. Yeah.
Oh, it's a little further down.
Yeah.
No shit. All right.
How did we get here?
Oh, we're talking.
Buy our album.
Oh yeah. Buy your shit.
We've got you can get our CD at Real Cool Time Records, or you can just message me on Instagram. I'll totally give you a CD. For money.
It's got an unreleased-
It's got an unreleased bonus track that's not available on streaming services.
No, that's a good fucking way to get people to buy your shit.
We thought
Yeah,
so.
that's totally
Yeah.
the reason why.
I like that.
That's
It's like,
exactly why
it's
we
like-
did that.
It's like most of us out there, but if you really want to nerd out on this one more song that you're only going to hear live, buy my shit. I like it. I respect that.
Thank you.
Reed is asking, when are you guys going on tour with the intervals?
Tomorrow.
Shout out Aaron Marshall. I don't want to poo-poo on our own hopes and dreams too much, but probably never.
Yeah. Big old not.
Unfortunately.
Don't know. Maybe. I never thought we'd go on tour with Tang and Challenger Deep.
That was
to be honest.
really sick.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
insane.
Actually, I did see a question up there. I think it's what's the weirdest or funniest thing you've seen in an audience while you were
Oh,
performing?
Elena, that's my cousin.
Nice.
Shout
Well,
out Elena.
That question actually made me think of Tang because when we went on this little run with them, we played a couple shows, specifically Houston.
Nicest stage I've ever
Yes.
played, but zero people.
Two people.
I've
Yeah,
been
sorry.
there.
And a
Zero-
bartender.
Zero was an
Yeah.
exaggeration.
Bartenders, yeah.
Two
was
people.
not
No,
exaggerated.
two people showed up for the show.
They came for the show.
Dang.
Yeah,
They
were,
came
for
like sitting
Yeah.
right up front. There's
Maybe
nobody
parking
else
was
there.
tight.
Yeah. It did suck.
Dude, have you ever been around Houston?
I've been through it.
Shithole. No offense, Houston.
Everywhere is a strip mall.
All.
Memphis is worse.
Isn't that a song title? on
Yeah,
that list?
Houston, we have strip mall.
Houston, we have
It's
strip
just, it's all it is. Like literally, I could have counted. There were hundreds. You're just driving down a straight road in Houston, and it's just plaza.
We
plaza,
turned it into
plaza,
a game.
plaza. The venue was in a plaza.
Yeah,
With like a
the
Chinese
venue we
restaurant.
played was in a strip mall.
It was.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get back on track here. Before I almost forgot what I was talking about initially.
Houston?
the
Keep
show.
going, Houston.
So
Oh.
Houston, like and this was before
Tang.
Houston, but we had a tendency, the four of us, we would mosh during Challenger Deep and Tang's set,
yes.
and that favored
Literally just the four of us.
Yeah.
To be clear.
following each other around the venue like complete idiots, while everybody else is like, "What the fuck is wrong with those
While the
guys?"
other two people are like, what are they doing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when we got the last show of that run was here in Tallahassee at 926, and that was such a fun show. I remember just being so glad that I was home after all of that. Like, oh my god, I get to sleep in my own bed, whatever. We're playing our set. We played last that night, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we're playing our set, which is the last set of the night, which is the last set of the entire tour. And I looked up for our last song, Poland is Poland, Baby, and the Tang and Challenger Deep guys are finally returning the favor.
Yes.
And they are beating the shit out of each
Yes.
other right in the center of 926, and like all the people that came to the show were like trying to like make way and get out of their way. I mean, I could physically feel myself smiling when I was looking out there in the middle of playing the song.
That
And
shit
I
was awesome.
Had to look back down at my neck to like, oh yeah, I got a job to do here.
Fuck yes. Well, guys, fucking thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much
Thank you for having us.
This was
Yes.
a blast. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
fuck
for
yeah.
having us, man.
So where can we find your shit again?
You can find us on Instagram at MediansFL. Spotify, Medians. Facebook is probably Medians. Is that all the bases?
Yeah, I don't think
Oh, we have a TikTok now.
Oh, we do have a TikTok now.
on the Tiki Talkies.
What's the TikTok?
Medians Band.
Is it maybe Medians the band?
The media.
I think it's just Medians Band.
Just Medians band?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got that. Is there anything else to plug? I feel like we've shouted out a whole lot of stuff.
Because Instagram is not nearly short attention span enough.
Right. Exactly.
Let's go from 10 to 5 seconds.
Yes, it's exactly what we need to do.
Hell yeah.
Never should have gotten rid of Vaughn. Rest in peace, Vaughn.
Vine, yes.
Fine, yeah,
Rip.
dude. Oh my god.
Take me back.
Yeah, the links are in the description. Click all of them. Like, share, subscribe to everything. Everything all over the place. Do it.
Please.
Our sponsors are in there. We're not in there because you're on here with us. So if you can't find us, I don't know what to tell you.
Don't want to tell you there, bud.
I don't. That's all I got for that. But thank you guys.
Yes, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, I'm
was
glad
fun.
we
Thank
finally
you.
caught up.
Absolutely.
I finally caught up. I look forward to being the for you guys not being local here
Oh.
shortly.
Hope so.
Wouldn't that be?
You ready to give up all your doctor dreams to be a
If Medians made it big, I would. I mean, music has always been my dream. So.
Yeah.
Might as well finish up the doctor thing.
Oh
just
no,
in
I
case
will.
shit don't
I'll
work out,
definitely
you know what I
finish
mean?
it up.
He'll be the
but
doctor
once
on the
I'm-
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a part-time Ph.D. whatever.
Just in case, because you never know. It's like keeping that X. It's like keeping that X around.
I don't keep any X's around, for the record.
Yeah, not a good move.
Yeah, no.
Usually X's for a reason.
Yeah.
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 All
that's
your
true.
exes live in Texas,
Do they?
don't they?
Literally
Isn't that-
every
is
single
that-
one of them?
That's all I've got to say about that.
Or is there one maybe in Louisiana?
Bye, everybody.
Other